But there is an incident. James Arness, I met him on the train down, and he was a tall, lanky person, about 6'7", freckled face, red hair, very thin, and he, of course, after World War II, turned out to be James Arness of Gunsmoke fame.
He was on the train to Georgia?
He was on the train to Georgia, and I took basic training. He was from Minneapolis. He had gone to Beloit College 1 or 2 years, just like the rest of us, and he was quite young. I think he'd only gone for the 1 semester, as I recall, and then he was called a little sooner than the rest of us. And he was and he was on the train, and he took basic training, and his bunk was right next to mine all the way through basic training because of the alphabetical arrangements that we had.
And how was his name spelled? Was it?
It's Aurness.
And Aas and Arness were next to each other, or close enough?
They were close enough that we gathered, and we ended up, pretty much they put us in alphabetical order, but we were sometimes missed. But we always marched at the front of in the first squad of the first platoon of whatever we were in, and so he and I were very close in relationship, and also we developed a pretty good friendship.
Now, you've told me that he didn't really talk to many other guys. He was a pretty quiet fellow.
He was a very reserved person he perhaps had some conflicts within his own life, but he was a dreamer. I think that the acting portion of him was very visible at that time, although I didn't know it. And he would tell stories about his dreams of living in the mountains of Idaho, where he'd spent 2 or 3 summers before that. And he wanted to get the war over, and he didn't. He had no question that he was going to do it, but he hated what they were trying to put him through to get him to that level. He had visions, but his visions were not in the mainstream of what I would say normal living. He was a true dreamer, and a person with a different. He had a different grammar.
Did he ever say what his vehicle was going to be to accomplish all these dreams? I mean, did he know how he was going to make it big, or?
I don't think he was thinking of acting as. He did not convey to me that he was thinking of acting as his way of life. But knowing him, you know that his would not be a normal life. It would be better than normal, or he would be. He had to be challenged. Is what it amounted to.
And one thing he always said about him, he quite often carried other people's packs, and he was one of the tougher men in your group.
He was bigger and tougher than anybody else in the group. And when we had some difficult basic training drives or marches or whatever, one in particular that we recall very clearly, some of us that were with him, he marched. We were supposed to have about a 20-mile march overnight, at a pretty good speed, carrying our packs, our full packs, and our rifles and whatever else we had with us. Our leaders got detoured and got a little lost, and we figured about 27 or 28 miles overnight. And in the morning, as we were walking, he was carrying his own rifle, a Browning automatic, which was about a 20-pound rifle, and 1 or 2 other people's packs. And he was mumbling and cursing and swearing and walking right on all the way down the line.
Whole way.